And then we got in the first ATM of the country. There was protests, marches saying ATM, go home. Long time back when Airtel came with the shares. So I bought some and I frankly forgot about it. Then my brother-in-law came in. He looked at it and said, you got gold. इसके ऊपर bonus मिला, bonus के ऊपर bonus मिला, bonus के ऊपर both है. So you can just put, let's say, 5,000 rupees every month or 2,000 rupees every month for 20 years. You'll be a king at the end of the day. That's also a bigger mistake that I did. You know my name, Sunil Udupa. I'm a senior citizen. I'm about 60. I'm born and brought up in Mumbai.
Right.
Okay, I love Bombay. So I've been a small entrepreneur, chota entrepreneur with small shares, and now I'm an entrepreneur full-fledged. So right now, I run a company called Security Systems Private Limited. It's one of the largest e-surveillance company in India.
How did your career start? What was the starting point and what was the progress of your journey in your career from then till now?
I started my career way back in 1987. So I came down from London. I mean, we are foreign educated, right? So,
Right.
yeah. So, and in Chambur, opposite Diamond Garden, there was a bank called State Bank of Mysore. So now if dad wants money, he used to write a check. And I used to go there, first present the check, stand in the line, present the check. Once I present the check, he used to give a nice copper token. And if the token 10 comes, I go there, present it, he'll give me the $500, come back. Total time elapsed 1.5 hours. Okay, just to take $500. But I had used the ATM in UK, so I
Right.
said, why not ATMs? So when this friend had come, we both talked about ATMs. And then we got in the first ATM of the country together. We were just two people company. So they used to call it all directors, no workers. So yeah, so I used to install, I was also the technical director. So we got the first orders from Indian Bank in Chennai. And when we set up the first ATM, like anybody else, you know, this ATM is going to take our jobs away. There was protests, marches saying ATM, go home.
Wow.
I was get out and I was inside the ATM bank for 2 nights. Today, as you see, ChatGPT, right?
Right.
What is everybody talking about?
AI taking your jobs away.
Yes, but in ATM they talked about the same thing, but the jobs did not go away. It just got shifted. In banks, core banking has come. There are system administrators required in every branch. There are infrastructure administrators required in every. So where has the job gone? So previously all this was not required in a branch, right? Now all this has come. So in the jobs of the teller, instead of 2, maybe there are 4 other jobs made because of this new technology. So similarly, when you talk about ChatGPT, I just laugh. I said, I've seen too many. I've seen ATM, I said mobile banking, internet banking. Every time I said, jobs are gone, jobs are gone. Jobs are there, shifted to a higher level.
You've been in the banking space. You've seen all these developments over the years. Your own personal investing journey. When did that start?
So 1887, 88, there are not much investing option. First was gold. My wife is a South Indian. So every month thoda gold lena hai. Diwali mein ज़्यादा लेना है. Okay, so this was the first investment. And then the South Indians' next level is getting a house. More money, more house. More money, more gold. This we did for some time till Harshad Mehta came and said equity. Till then we did not know what was sort of equity. And then it was throw your gold out, sell your gold, get your equity. Today, I am into equity. When I say equity, I keep equity and bonds sort of interchangeable. I'm okay financially, so I don't have to put in bonds. Okay, but if I'm not okay, I want good security, then I would definitely put in bonds and less in equity. Long time back, there's an interesting anecdote. Long time back when Airtel came with the shares.
Right.
So I'd bought some, I don't know, I can't remember, some 3,000 shares or 30,000 shares, I don't remember. Because everybody told me it was good and it was cheap, right? And I frankly forgot about it for about 10 years. And then my brother-in-law came in and he said, Sunil, you remember the Airtel shares we talked? Today, you know, the share price is so much. Then I said, oh shit, I still have it. He looked at it and I said, you got gold. I said, what do you mean? He said, this is paper. No, इसके ऊपर bonus मिला, bonus के ऊपर bonus मिला, bonus के ऊपर both है. So I said, okay, find out. So then I got, I think, 30 lakhs.
And what would have been your initial investment amount?
I think not more than 15, 20,000.
Wow.
Because I don't think I had that money. So maybe even 10,000. So 30 lakhs came in. What to do? South Indian.
Buy a house.
Buy a house. So then I was living in Bangalore and we bought the best property that Bangalore had to offer. It was in JP Nagar Brigade Millennium. That was the top property
Oh,
at
lovely.
that time that you can ever buy. So we bought it in full cash.
Oh.
No EMI, nothing.
And I think these are the kind of stories which still, entice, I would say, people to get
Yeah.
into the stock market.
But also think about it. That's also a bigger mistake that I did. I bought it because I was so happy. I didn't know it was like a lottery, right? But if I'd held it today,
Double that as well.
correct. Did I need a house that time? No. But today, with that kind of money, maybe I could have had a house in Cuff Parade, right? So that also tells you that if you can hold it, please hold it.
Of course, you talked about when Harshad Mehta came in, your equity investments sort of started, or initiated, right? So, if you could maybe tell us how was your experience or in your investing process early on in the equity markets?
Yeah, as I said, Harshal Mehta was that, then two other crashes, right? So we
Right.
have seen, I've seen, I think, everything that India has thrown. The only place where we could learn about equity was in Bombay's Virar local. Okay, there was nowhere else. So I had somebody used to tell something, this is how it will happen, and we believed it. We made mistakes. Sometimes it was a good tape. We made a lot of money, but that has made me more thoughtful and more understanding of the market, more respectful of the market. So when I invest, I do not invest saying, nothing is bad is going to happen. But during Arsham at that time, everything was rocket. Nobody thought it will crash,
Right.
but it did. But every time a crash happened, you have to understand, crash happened maybe 1 year, it just went down. 1.5 years later, maybe it started coming up, and it's ever growing.
How do you take these decisions into what kind of equity to invest into? What is your preparation process before taking these calls? I think that would be something very interesting to know about.
That's a good question. So I go with the country economics. The government of the day is saying, I am going to put lot of scope, interest, money in infrastructure and defense. Everybody knows this.
Right.
So why should you put your money?
Infrastructure plans.
And defense. That's what I do. Then the third thing is, where is the world moving to? So many things. But in one area, the world is moving into EV, renewable energy. What's your age?
32.
32. So which is a EV car company that you can put in 32 X rupees and not look at it for 52?
Maybe like a
Which
Tata
has-
Electric or something.
You got
like
it. So which has been there for 10 years,
Yeah.
will not die, right? So there are very 2, 3, 4 companies. If you want to de-risk, put in all 4. So you can just put, let's say, 10,000 rupees and 5,000 rupees every month, or 2,000 rupees every month for 20 years. You'll be a king at the end of the day. Seems easy to tell you now, but this is after I did 1,000 mistakes.
Right.
Okay, this is the result. Answer. So it's not that I was a born genius. It's the result of 1,000 mistakes. Yeah. And who is my guru? Harshad Mehta and Virar Lokal.
An interesting thing which you brought up was your major investment in the beginning was, of course, gold and real estate. In today's world, would you still advise gold and real estate as good investment options for youngsters who are just starting their investing journey today? And what would be the thought process behind that?
Going back, if I was young today, let's say I'm 22 or 25, 27
Right.
today, I would do 80% equity and maybe 10% bond and 10% gold, but definitely not real estate. Real estate, if I take today, I said I'm going back, right? So
Right.
I'm 25, 27. So
Right.
what will be my salary 25, 27?
8 to 10 lakhs?
Yeah. So 1 lakh a month max.
Yeah.
So today I will invest in house, assuming that I can give, let's say, 10 lakhs initial, and I can give, let's say, 10,000 rupees EMI.
Right.
But now I'm only 27, right, or 25. What will happen when I'm 35? I could have paid 5 times this EMI,
Right.
and I could have paid 5 or 10 times this initial investment. But I've already taken a house. I'm stuck with it. So you take a house. House is important, especially for Indians.
Right.
But I would say take a house when you're around 35. I think that is the time your life is sort of well settled. Keep the money in FD or bonds. If you are definitely want to take in house, definitely not in equity. If you say, Merko, I want, let's say, 20 lakhs when I'm 35 to give the initial for the house, because EMI will automatically be taken care by salary.
Absolutely.
You can say 60% of the initial I'm going to put in bonds, keep on putting so that it's safe, and 20-30% I will do in equity. And then I get a good initial to buy a good house.
In your journey, what has been the sort of impact which your family has had in terms of your financial outlook?
As I said, my dad was from lower middle class. He had run away from Mangalore with no education. He joined as a peon in a company From peon, he became stenographer to secretary like that. And when he retired as a purchase manager of the same company.
Wow.
Can you imagine a peon
What a journey.
retiring as a purchase manager? So I have seen the way he grew, and he didn't never gave up.
Right.
So I said, if he can do it, I can do it. He was a super inspiration. Now, believe it or not, I'm learning from my son. I don't know, he's here somewhere. Yeah, because he knows so much about investing that I get a lot of tidbits, and I'm also telling him, but I learn a lot about new things from him.
And so another interesting factor you talked about was, how if you would maybe want a little bit more security or thought you might have put into bonds or debt security, something of that sort. If you could maybe throw some light on your thoughts over there, then it would be very helpful.
Right at the beginning, you do not have that kind of financial corpus, right?
Right.
You don't have the chance to risk. So equity is risk. Please understand that.
Right.
And you do not know if you have not learned enough, and you're going to put all your money in straight equity. It is stupidity. I mean, you will fail. So in the beginning, don't risk, because especially when you're 25, 27, just be in mutual funds and debt. You're okay. I would say 40% debt, 60% mutual fund. You're very safe.
What are some of the debt instruments which you would sort of suggest, or have you seen in the market, which are good places to invest in?
I would say A-class bonds, government bonds, and FDs.
If you could give a sort of breakup of your asset allocation in how it's divided amongst the various types of assets.
20% gold, 30% on real estate, and 50% on equity. My properties are meant for retirement. It is not meant to be kept for generations. So I'll be selling both my properties maybe in about maximum 5 years.
Right.
And it will be in cash. When I say cash, it might go into different liquid funds, very less in equity. That is my retirement fund.
When you were looking at your retirement corpus, was there any such sort of philosophy or calculation method which you used to calculate like a retirement corpus, or how much you have to invest every month, or is it something which you planned, just on the go? How was that thought process?
No formula, but there was a philosophy. Plan for your known events much before that happens, and you have lot of time. What are your known events? Kids' education. You have 2 kids, twice the problem. Both of them will get married, twice the problem. So these are known events, right? Plan for these 2 major events in your life first, because if you can't plan for this, you have no retirement.
Right.
But if you plan for this, whatever is left is your retirement. As I said, even in this 25, 30 years, whatever is balance, I've told you, put it in a mutual fund, equity, and all that, that is growing. And that is not being touched. That is yours and yours only.
Yep.
That will not be touched if you had planned properly for your kids' education or kids' marriage. This will not be touched. And that is what is important.
You've been working for a hell of a long time now. When you think about retirement, were there any such fears throughout your journey regarding what your retired life will be like?
Frankly, no, because I know I'm never going to stop working. I'll have something to do. As I said, I've got a lot of hobbies. I'm a photographer, which I travel all over the world. So my traveling is there. I'm a cook. I can give good cooks a beating, yeah. Okay, I trek. That is there. And what else do you want? So, Abhi, where am I retiring? If you say retirement sitting in a house, oh, sure, I won't do that. I'll have an active retirement life. That's what I can say. I'm never going to be at home.
Lovely. Thank you for watching and supporting our channel. If you like the stories we tell, here's your chance to be a part of it. If you or anybody you know has an interesting financial journey to share, then please fill the form in the pinned comment below and we'll get in touch with you.